Okay, so the good news is you already have the skills that you need to do network marketing. All of them. So a few years ago, oh look, it worked. So far, so good. A few years ago, Christopher Hussey, who you met last night, asked me to write an article for his magazine, and I'm like, hate writing. Like, I hate writing almost as much as I hate the gym. I hate it. And I was like, oh, I'll do it, but it's like way outside my comfort zone. Right about the same time my mom passed away, and we were going through some stuff in her house, and she had saved every report card I'd ever had. And they were all very consistent, you know, the C's, few D's. But the one thing that was the most consistent about every report card I ever had all through high school was one thing, and it inspired me to write that article. It said, she never stops talking, ever. She just doesn't shut up. She's disruptive. She's always talking in class. She flirts with everybody. How do we get her to just stop talking? And it inspired me because I thought, I've been practicing to be a network marketer since I was 5. I just didn't realize it. So I did go to college. I didn't do anything with my degree, like most people. I got into medical supply because my whole family's in the furniture industry. No offense if you sell furniture, but just kill me now if I got to sell furniture for the rest of my life. So I got into the medical field. I started working. I worked from the office file room secretary type office manager to the vice president of the company. It took me 11 years, right? People say 3 years in network marketing is a long time, right? It took me 11 years. Well, I went to work one day, put my key in the door. It was a Monday morning. I opened it up and it was empty. And I went, oh my God, we've been robbed. Except all the shelves were missing. And I was like, wait a minute. They're not going to take the shelves. The whole company had moved across the state without telling any of the employees. Out of a job, just like that. I was a single mom. My son was 8. I'm going to take Laura's advice and I'll do a live about it to tell you guys the full story. But I turned to network marketing because I lost my sense of job security. You know, this man that I had trusted for 11 years to pay me and help me take care of my son was no longer there and no longer helping. It was on me. So I turned to network marketing because I thought, well, I'm in charge. I get to make my own hours. I get to be with my son. How hard can it be, right? So I started working very consistently. I started doing meetings. I always say, you know, Sarah's here. She was at some of my very first meetings. And my son, my 8-year-old son, was either sitting next to my leg or sitting in the kitchen doing homework with the boyfriends and the husbands of all the girls that I was doing their parties. Okay? Because that's what you do when you want to be successful. You do whatever it takes, right? So social skills, games, activities, habits, all these things you learned when you were 5 years old, same ones you apply here. You guys think you could do that? You remember back a little bit? Let's remember back to when we were 5. Your first mentor. Remember the teacher? How many, come on honest, how many of you had a crush on one of your teachers? Right? And a lot of them, it was that first one. It was the first time in your life. It wasn't your parents guiding you. It was a mentor. And in network marketing, there's a lot of mentors. There's a lot of people you can ask and talk to and find out information about how they did it and follow their lead, right? Not only your teacher, but remember when you hit first grade and then you got to go visit the kindergartners and you're like, I'm so badass because I'm in first grade, right? Remember that? Because you were the big man on campus because you weren't in kindergarten anymore. That was your mentor. They were mentoring. They were learning how to mentor the younger children to make it easier for them to do what they needed to do to graduate kindergarten and move on, right? That's like your rank system here. You're going to go to the people that are the rank you want and ask them what they did to get there, and then do it. And that's really the reality of what you do. It's all about follow the leader. We learned how to set goals in kindergarten. Remember this? You'd walk in and the whole daily schedule was there. I still have a to-do list every day. In fact, I have a 22 list checklist of everything I need to do every day. Do I do it all every day? No. But one of the things on my checklist is make your to-do list for the day, because I even need a reminder for that. But the to-do list and knowing what your day looks like all day is comforting to children who are walking into this unknown kindergarten classroom they've never been to before. They look at that board and it gives them comfort to know this is what I do for the first hour, this is what I do for the next hour, this is what I do in my third hour, right? That's what your to-do list is for. Setting goals. It's so important to set goals in this company. And they make it so easy for you because they give you the rank. They tell you how many people you need. They tell you the volume. All you got to do is follow it. So the buddy system. Curry and Scott can tell you how much fun are you guys watching their Zooms? How much fun do they have on their Zoom calls, right? Yeah. When you do it with a partner, when you've got a buddy doing it with you, whether it's a husband or a spouse, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a best girlfriend, do it together. It makes it less scary. It makes it more fun. It gives you somebody to be accountable to. You know, play nice in the sandbox. We all learned that one, right? Sometimes the hard way. No hitting people on the head with the shovel, right? This is network marketing. We're in all different companies, and look how well we're working together. In fact, I just gotta say, for an event that wasn't supposed to happen, I'm pretty freaking impressed with this group of people here today, right? So Simon says, and follow the leader. Remember that? What happened if you didn't follow what Simon said? Out. Don't reinvent the wheel here. It has been set forth for you. Laura has set forth the plan. Scott Whitney has set forth the plan for us to come in and just duplicate it. Don't think you need to do all these things and learn all these things that are outside the box. You don't. Everything you need to do to build this business, you're going to learn about it in the next 24 hours. Isn't that great? You're going to be able to go home and apply immediately what you've learned here this weekend. This one's my favorite, show and tell. Remember that? Show and tell. And you get nervous, and you get prepared for it, and you spend all week, and then you bring your turtle into the classroom, right? And do you know everything about that turtle? Do you know the history of turtles? No. You know what you know. You share what you know. And I will tell you this, the person sharing knows more than the ones listening, so you're already ahead of the game. Show and tell. You show the product, you show the plan, you tell them what you know, and you wait for the objections. How many of you like objections? I love the objections. Man, they're my favorite part. Here's my favorite one. Is that one of those pyramid things? I go, yeah, it is the best one. You want to join me? And they go, well, maybe. I don't know. Tell me more about it. Because they don't know. They don't know what they're saying, right? How about this? Is it one of those get-rich-quick things? I go, yeah, what? You'd rather get rich slow? Come on. My get-rich-quick is better than your get-rich-never. Okay. Star student. How many of you wait all year for them to go, you're going to be the next star student, right? Recognizing your team. The recognition is so important. Sometimes when you're on a Zoom and you're like, oh my gosh, Clee's on with us. He just moved up in rank. Yay! And there's 20 other people applauding you. Like, that's almost more than the money, right? Because where in life do you get that kind of recognition? Have you ever gone to work and your boss is like, here comes Kelly Vincent, superstar of the week, just hit his new rank and got a bonus. Woo! Every time you walk in the door on Monday morning? That never happens. But that happens here. And that's one of the best parts about this is not just being a part of people's success, but celebrating it with them. How many, and I think I saw almost every hand when you said you graduated kindergarten, right? Did you ever doubt yourself? Did you ever halfway through the year said, oh, God, this kindergarten thing is rough. I don't know if I'm going to graduate. Any of you? No. How many of you know you're going to hit the next rank? Every hand should be up. It's not a maybe. It's not a like, oh, I hope I can make it. It is, I'm going to make it. That's what you do. You do the skills here, you hit the next rank. Now you're in first grade. When you were in first grade, did you say, oh, another rough one, I don't know if I can do it? It never even dawned on you that you weren't going to graduate, and it should not even dawn on you that you're not going to hit that next rank. That should never even cross your mind, not even a thought for a second. Should you think that you're not up for hitting that next rank? Who's going to hit their next rank in the next 30 days? Yeah! Everybody should be raising your hand, right? Everybody. And the star student then becomes the teacher. And the teacher teaches the kids that are coming in new. And what are you teaching them? How to teach others. And you're duplicating the system, and it goes on and on and on. And that's why you don't have to reinvent the wheel, because it's created for you. You just now need to follow it, right? You just need to follow the system. It's laid out for you. And did you guys see in the tool center the Getting Started guide? Oh my gosh, right? They redid it. It's beautiful. Anybody can follow it. How many of you feel super confident that at the next event, your entire team will fill up this room? Yeah. You should, right? You don't need to know 500 people, right? In fact, I want to do a little exercise with you guys. How many of you would be so thrilled if your team was here in the room with you, twice as many as are right now? Right? You think that's possible? Okay. How many of you were sponsored by Laura and Scott? Stand up. Or if the person that was sponsored by them is not in the room, but you know they were sponsored by them, stand up. Okay, just them. Just if you're sponsored by Laura, Scott, or somebody who they personally sponsored who's not here. Okay, look at that. Now, of these people standing, me too. Kelly, stand up. He's not listening. It's like our Zooms, right? I say something and he repeats it. I'm like, were you not listening to what I just, right? Now, the people standing, if you were sponsored by one of those people, stand up. Okay? Almost double, right? And if you were sponsored by one of these people standing up, or if you know your sponsor's not in the room, but they were sponsored by one of these people, stand up. Oh, now it's tripled, right? Okay? Again, let's do one more round. If one of these people standing is your sponsor, stand up. Pretty soon, if I go 3 or 4 more levels, the whole room's gonna be standing. Does that feel so not intimidating now that you know you need a handful to get a handful? To get a handful, and the next thing you know, your team is the entire room. And it all starts with 1 or 2. It starts with 2. And the best thing you can, sorry, you guys can sit. The best thing you can do to duplicate that is just invite people to show and tell. I know you guys can do that. How many of you are doing a presentation at least once a week? How many of you are going to start doing a presentation at least once a week, starting now? Awesome. The best thing you can raise your hand to is take that action. You guys will make it. Every one of you can be standing on this stage, and I'll tell you why, because here's my notes on my hand. I know everyone sees them anyway, so I might as well just admit it. I'm not a seasoned speaker. I've never been to Toastmasters. If I can stand up here and do this, you guys can do this. You know, I took a speech class in college. It terrified me. I got a D in just about every class, but that one specifically because I used to almost like hurl before I had to like speak to the 12 people in the room, right? But my mentor told me this. She said, if you can speak to 2 people, you can speak to 3. What's 3? And if I can speak to 3 people and they invite 1 person, then it's just 4. And if the 4 becomes 5 or 6, right? And pretty much then it's a whole room of people. And I will tell you this, I ran into somebody, you know, Kelly always likes to say, let your mess be your message. Be the things that scare you, that make you jump outside your comfort zone. Those are the things that will fuel you to stand up here and do this, right? To do those things that you know you need to do, just do them. Just do it, right? Like Art Williams says, Curry, just do it. And do it, and do it. So the first time I spoke to a room of over 500 people, I had put it on my Facebook page. I said, hey, anybody out in Sacramento, I'm speaking in front of this group. You should come out. My college boyfriend, who was not the nice one. You know, all girls, you got that one? He was the one, right? So he contacts me and he goes, I don't know if you remember me. What a jerk, right? I'm all, yeah, we dated, I remember you. But he said this, well, I don't know if you remember when we met in speech class. He goes, you were really awful. He goes, in fact, you got the worst grade in the class. I'm like, yeah, thanks for the reminder. He goes, and if you're speaking in front of a group of a couple hundred people, whatever it is you're talking about, I gotta come. Because I remember what you used to be like. And if you can go from that shy little thing, speaking and puking before right? And you can do this, whatever it is, you must be passionate about it. And I want to be there for that. Right? So do the things that scare the crap out of you. Those are the things that'll have the biggest reward. So I will look forward to celebrating all your success. Every single one of you is going to have a success party on our Zooms for moving up in rank in the next 30 days, right? Yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to it. Thanks for letting me speak.